In our short, Blunders Alert video 1, we showed you this position and asked, why was the last move a blunder? Today, we'll dive into the details and explain exactly what went wrong, how white could capitalize on this mistake, and what move should have been played instead. Remember, understanding these mistakes will help you avoid similar errors in your games. Stick around till the end for a bonus tip on improving your tactical awareness, as we analyze the most common variation from Lichess database. Let's get started. Before diving into the mistake, let's quickly review how we arrived at this position. The game began with e4-c5, entering the Sicilian defense, one of the most popular and aggressive openings for black. White followed with knight to f3, knight to c6, leading to the old Sicilian variation. Then, bishop to c4 was played, aiming to target the f7 square, a common weakness in black's position. Black responded with d6, solidifying the center and preparing to develop the light-squared bishop. White continued with d3, ensuring a solid pawn structure and supporting the bishop on c4. Finally, black played bg4, pinning the knight on f3, but this move is where the trouble begins. At first glance, bg4 seems like a natural developing move, but in this position, it turns out to be a blunder. Let's break down why this is a mistake and how white can take advantage. Bishop takes f7, a devastating sacrifice that forces black's king into a dangerous position. After king takes f7, white plays knight to g5, delivering a check. Black is now forced to move the king to e8. White now follows up with queen takes bishop on g4. Black attempts to bring a defender into the game with nf6, but white calmly plays queen to e6, maintaining the pressure and threatening a pseudo checkmate. Black attacks by playing queen to c8. White now delivers another crushing blow with queen to f7, forcing the black king to retreat to d7. In just a few moves, black's position is completely shattered. The exposed king, lack of coordination, and powerful attacking pieces leave white with a decisive advantage. All of this stemmed from the initial blunder, bishop to g4. This is a perfect example of how a single mistake in the opening can lead to a devastating attack. Remember, always evaluate your moves carefully and watch out for your opponent's tactical opportunities. Now that we've analyzed why bishop to g4 is a blunder, let's explore what black should have played instead. In this position, the best continuation for black is to focus on solid development and king safety. Black should start with g6, preparing to fianchetto the bishop and control key squares on the board. White continues with a4, looking to expand on the queen side and prevent b5. Black responds with knight to f6, developing the knight and increasing control over the center. White plays knight to c3, continuing development and preparing to increase pressure on the center. Black follows with bishop to g7, completing the fianchetto and preparing to castle. White castles kingside and black mirrors with achieving king safety. The position is balanced, but both sides have potential for dynamic play. After knight to d5, white's knight looks to create activity in the center. Black responds with knight to e8, repositioning the knight to defend key squares and prepare for a counterattack. With this sequence, black avoids the blunder and maintains a solid position. By focusing on development and king safety, black can look for opportunities to challenge white's setup in the middle game. This is a great reminder to prioritize solid development and evaluate the risks of aggressive moves in the opening. Let's now analyze a common continuation from the Lichess database after black's blunder bishop to g4. This variation illustrates how the game typically progresses when both sides follow natural moves. The sequence begins with white challenging the bishop with h3. Black responds with bishop takes f3, trading the bishop for the knight. White recaptures with queen takes f3, centralizing the queen and opening up possibilities for rapid development. Black continues with knight to f6, developing the knight and preparing to castle. White plays bishop to g5, pinning the knight and increasing pressure on black's position. Black with knight to e5, attacking the queen and challenging white's dominance. White retreats with queen to e2, maintaining control of the center. Now black plays knight takes c4. White responds with d takes c4, opening the d-file and gaining a strong central pawn structure. Black continues development with e6, preparing to bring dark squared bishop. White develops naturally with knight to c3, targeting the central squares and supporting future activity. Black plays bishop to e7, getting ready to castle, while white castles kingside. Black responds with a6, preparing a queenside expansion. This is a balanced position with dynamic possibilities for both sides. Black's pawn structure and active pieces give counterplay, while white's central pawns and open lines provide attacking chances. This variation shows how the game can develop after bishop to g4, with both sides having chances for active play. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more chess insights and lessons.